this evening, I will be observing the meeting, making notes, and offering reports and general comments at the end of the meeting. In addition, I have a team who will be assisting me in these performances today. And I would like to at this time introduce those team members. Madam Timekeeper, would you please introduce yourself and briefly discuss your role?
My pleasure. Madam General Evaluator and the guests, as timer, I will time the table topics, the prepared speakers, as well as the evaluations. I will alert each speaker of the time they have left by using the green, yellow, and red signals. For our prepared speakers, they are 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will display the green light. At 6 minutes, the yellow. At 7, the red, and they will have 30 seconds to complete their remarks. For our table topic responders, 1 minute the green, 1 minute and 30 seconds the yellow, 2 minutes the red, and they too will have 30 seconds to complete their remark. For our speech evaluations tonight, 2 to 3 minutes, 2 minutes the green light, 2 minutes and 30 seconds the yellow, 3 minutes the red. And Madam General Evaluator, I will present my report when called upon. I return control.
Thank you, Madam Timekeeper. Our next person that has a very important role, and that is grammarian and our R counter. Will our grammarian and R counter introduce yourself? And would you also discuss what we do when we do our grammar, check our grammar and our R's and Ms?
Yes, thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. As your grammarian today, I will be looking for those incomplete sentences, those unneeded pauses, and also as the R counter, I will look for those filler words, and, but, the smacking of the mouth, things like that. Those are the words that we don't say. I return control back to our General Evaluator.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian, for those comments and explaining what we do. Our next person is the Toastmaster of the day. And we would now like to introduce our Toastmaster of the day and let her tell you her role.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. My role today as the Toastmaster of the day is to make sure that we have a complete agenda, to make sure that all of our roles are filled. As Toastmaster of the day, I will serve as your guide during this evening's meeting.
Thank you. Our next person will be our table topic master, and the table topic master is the person that presents to the group a topic where everyone has the opportunity to speak if they're willing to speak. It is an impromptu. It helps us to be able to speak on our feet on a variety of topics. Impromptu, extemporaneous. Now, our table topic of the day, what is the title of what is our word? Do we have a word for today? I think we had the word was thankfulness, and we need to make sure that when we hear that word, that we recognize it by clapping our hands or showing some expression. I now return control to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. At this time, we will call on our prepared speakers. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Jeremy Sanford. Toastmaster Sanford has been a member of Capital City Toastmasters for almost 3 years. He has received 2 bachelor's degrees, as well as a master's degree in public accounting. He also is a business consultant, youth director, and preacher. His number 1 goal, fellow Toastmasters, is to help others reach their full potential. Toastmaster Sanford will present from Effective Coaching Pathway, Level 2, Project 1, Understanding Your Leadership Style. Title, My Leadership Style. My Leadership Style, Toastmaster Jeremy Sanford. Madam Timer, this is a 5 to 7 minute speech.
Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and to all of our honored guests. Today, I want to talk to you specifically about understanding my communication style. There was a quote by a very wise man, and he once said, "Great communicators don't just hear words, but great communicators hear the meaning behind words." I've learned when researching my communication style, I've learned one of the most important attributes of being a good communicator is being willing to listen. Because a good communicator is someone that doesn't just listen to reply, but listens to absorb what a person is actually saying. And so that's something that I've began to learn and trying to implement within my own communication style. When I did my research and even through this Toastmasters course, I found out that I'm considered to be a direct communicator. Now, a direct communicator has its pros and it has its cons. I'll start off with some of the pros. A direct communicator is a very focused person, results-oriented. They tend to be very ambitious and goal-oriented. They tend to be very driven people, but they also have some cons. They can be very impatient at times. 4 of the elements of my communication style is comprised of 4 elements. The number 1 thing is being a very decisive communicator. When I'm talking, generally, I'm very decisive about what I'm trying to say. You'll very rarely find me being in the middle of an opinion. I'm either black or white. There was one song that was sung by a young man by the name of Jonathan McReynolds, and he sung a song called No Gray. That's me. I don't really see a lot of gray areas. I'm very decisive. I tend to be a confident communicator. I tend to try to exude confidence and make the person that's listening feel that I have an understanding of what I'm talking about. Another thing that I found out through my research is my communication style tends to be a little bit competitive. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I said, I'm competitive when it comes to speaking. That's interesting. But I am a competitive person. I can definitely say that. Sometimes, even with the Toastmasters meetings, I find myself saying, you know what? I think I want to win today. I want to win the communication portion of the Toastmasters meeting. So I guess I am a competitive person. And then the last element that they highlighted when I did my research about my communication style is being a very independent communicator, having in my mind what it is that I want to portray. So not only did I find out what type of communicator I was from the positive standpoint, but I also found out ways that I need to improve. One of the ways that I need to improve that I found out is my style sometimes wants to be in control, and that's something that I have to work on. I'm finding out that you don't have to always be in control of the conversation. You don't always have to be the person that's in control of the communication, but sometimes you need to listen and be willing to hear the points of others. So that's one area that I would love to see improvement in. My communication style is also direct, but it's also one that is very fast-paced and very decisive. So I have to learn to tone that down and be able to get on other people's levels, because everybody doesn't have the same pace. Some people are more slow and methodical. I have to learn how to slow down and be more efficient and structured with my communication. And sometimes I can be perceived as impatient and demanding. And that's something that I was like, oh my God, that's not something that I want to be perceived as. Impatient and demanding, but sometimes we have to look at ourselves in the mirror and recognize that you still have room for improvement. So when I began to see what my communication style is, I began to notice what I do good and what I need to improve in. And the 4 things that I noticed is I need to be slow to speak and quick to listen, remain confident in what you're saying, but don't be too overbearing. And then last but not least is to be structured in what you're saying, but also be flexible. So understanding my communication style is a work in progress. And that's one of the reasons why I joined Toastmasters, is so that people such as yourself, other fellow Toastmasters, can look at what I'm saying and give me reasons and good factors that I can use to improve my communication style. I'm learning that communication goes both ways, and I intend to be a better communicator. There are people that I really look up to that are phenomenal communicators, people like Martin Luther King and so many others, Barack Obama. These are people that I really admire because of the way in which they speak. They speak with authority, but they speak in a way that exudes that they care about the person that they're talking to. So with the help of yourself and with more research and more practice, I plan to be a better communicator. Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanford. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Berkitha Harris. Toastmaster Harris is the Director for Area E2 of District 43 Toastmasters. She is a chartered member of Empowering Progressive Speakers Club, where she currently serves as the club president. Other positions include serving as a member and club coach, as well as vice president of public relations for 2500 Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Harris is very versatile. She is completing the Motivational Strategies Level 2 Speech 1. This is a 5 to 7 minute speech. Her title, The Blueprint. Berkitha Harris. Berkitha Harris, The Blueprint.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most honored guests. The Blueprint. Proverbs 16:9 states that a man's mind plans his way, but it is the Lord that directs his steps and establishes them. I could not identify with this scripture any more at this particular point in my life than I can right now. As you heard the introduction read by Toastmaster Jones, I started my journey as an educator. I became a Toastmaster, became a coach, became a business owner. You heard all the wonderful things that I have been able to do. However, those were my plans. Those were the things that I planned for myself. Those weren't necessarily the things that the Lord had in store for me. So allow me to reintroduce myself. I am a licensed and certified financial coach here in the state of Mississippi. And what I do is simply help families get on the right track financially. I know that all of you may be able to agree that when it comes down to our personal finances in Middle America, we struggle the most. And we've identified 3 major reasons why. Reason number 1, the lack of financial education. Number 2, we simply do not have a personal game plan in place when it comes down to our own personal finances. We receive a paycheck or a monthly income. However, what we do not receive is an instruction manual on how to allocate the funds and the payments that we receive. And so therefore, we put in place what we deem a game plan, a financial game plan for ourselves. But is it an accurate game plan? Is it an effective game plan? Is it a game plan that would actually get us to desired results? I know we all hope so. The third reason that has been identified is that there are simply no licensed financial coaches that we trust in the industry to help us to put that game plan in place. When it comes down to our finances, that is something that we keep personal and we hold dear, because what we don't want someone to know is really we're struggling. Really, we don't know how to manage our money. Really, we don't have a cutting edge on exactly how to save or how to properly protect our families. And this is where I come in at to help in all three of those areas. And so this year, 2021, I have implemented a personal game plan. And here is that game plan. This is what my blueprint consists of, and this is what it looks like for this year. Goal number 1, to educate more than 2,000 families and individuals as it pertains to finances. Goal number 2, to produce 120 new licensed and certified financial coaches. Goal number 3, to fire my current employers. Yes, because the truth of the matter, they really cannot afford to pay me what I deserve. And the truth be told, I spend way too much time building someone else's business when I can be focusing upon and building my very own. And my final goal, goal number 4, is to net in my first 12 months in my new business, $120,000 by the end of this year. And I must say, I'm on a steady pace to meeting that goal. So if you know of someone that needs help, that needs assistance, please don't hesitate to get them in front of me. Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harris. And our last speaker is Toastmaster Ramona Jones. Toastmaster Jones, fellow Toastmasters, is doing an icebreaker out of the presentation mastery pathways. This is level 1. Madam Timer, this is 4 to 6 minutes. Fellow Toastmasters, most honored guests, this is my icebreaker. An icebreaker, what is that, you might ask? It's just basically talking about yourself. Today, fellow Toastmasters, I just want to share with you a little more about me. There are 3 areas I'd like to talk about. Number 1, my family. Number 2, Toastmasters. Number 3, church. Fellow Toastmasters, I want to share with you some things about each one of these areas. And they are all my embrocation. And I will tell you why I say that. My family. Fellow Toastmasters, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you these strong ladies. And my mom is the lady in the center. This was a girls' night out we had in 2005. Fellow Toastmasters, we had them every year. and we had, oh, so much fun. And it was usually around Christmas time. The last few years have been rather difficult. I will say the last 6 years have been very difficult. Mom is not the mom that she used to be. Very vibrant, outgoing, always going places, taking us places. But that lady we love. Most of you know she's bedridden and we have to do a lot for her. What a pleasure it is. I cannot wait, fellow Toastmasters, for my night to go back and take care of her. And that will be tomorrow night, and Wednesday night, I will be with her. I cannot wait until 4:30 p.m. when I get off of my job. I will head straight to her house, the Lord's willing, and I plan to be there until the next morning, going to work. And after that, I'll do the same thing again, all over again. It is such an honor. It is a privilege. She was God's gift to us. Maya Angelou said, sisterhood and brotherhood is a condition people have to work at. Work it is, but it's worth the work. These ladies are dependable. They text me words of encouragement, funny videos, and I often receive a just because phone call. Not wanting anything, not asking for anything, just a call. These women have made positive contributions to me. They have been my support, my salve, my balm, my embrocation. They have been my stress relievers. Here's this lady, Toastmasters. Surprise, Toastmaster Greer. Let me tell you a little bit about Toastmasters. Toastmasters has really been a family to me, all of the club members. When you're lonely, there's always a Toastmaster somewhere you can call. When there's nothing else to do, you can always visit a Toastmasters Club. The virtual world. Hello, virtual world. We can visit Toastmasters clubs in other countries. I've even visited a couple. My Toastmasters journey, it started out as fear, but yet enthusiasm and competition. When we started many years ago, we were so anxious. We used to compete, fellow Toastmasters. Our competition became trying to get finished with those first 10 speeches. That was in the traditional path, in the traditional role, when there was no Toastmaster pathway. Then I became serious about Toastmasters. Once I came back to Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, I had the nerve to face that fear in the face and then compete in an area contest where I won second place, believe it or not. And then I served as the area director as well as Division E director. I'm currently the president of Public Policy. Fellow Toastmasters, you have been a balm. You have been my embrocation. Ladies like Toastmaster Greer, who sends you flowers 5:30 in the morning through text? None other than Toastmaster Greer. Sunday mornings, she sends out words of encouragement, and she will be our guest speaker, and you are welcome, fellow Toastmasters, to attend the Jackson VA Toastmasters on February 11, 2021. We yet need to put in the meeting ID, but we will certainly send out an invitation. And as you can see, I'm still learning this. My church, I dare not stand here and not say anything about church. Fellow Toastmasters, you already know I love youth and I'm always working with them in some capacity. I just wanted to share this with you. Toastmasters has even, again, taken me out of my comfort zone. I never thought in a million years I would be serving as anyone's clown. But youth, for the youth, and to get out of my comfort zone, I wanted to do something different. So I decided, hey, I'll raise my hand, I'll volunteer. You need another clown? I'll be it. Fellow Toastmasters, these are just some of the things, some of the reasons that I would say I'm in love with Toastmasters, because it indeed has been balm for me. Cicely Tyson said, challenges make you discover things about yourself that you never really knew. They're what make the instrument search, what make you go beyond the norm. I've learned that when I stretch and when I go beyond the norm, I'm grateful to be the salve, the balm, the imbrication to Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you, Toastmaster Jones. At this time, fellow Toastmasters, we will have our table topics. Our table topic master is Toastmaster Francis Liddell. Toastmaster Liddell. Unmute yourself.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters again, and welcome to the very beginning of our Black History Month celebration. Tonight, I want to share with you a few questions regarding our Black history. Number one, what impact have you seen that reflects what we are striving to achieve through our Black Lives Matter right here in Mississippi? Toastmaster Greer.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, the table topic master. What have we hoped to achieve through our Black Lives Matters movement right here in Mississippi? Toastmaster Liddell, one of the things that I would like to use as a theme for my response, awareness. For so long, I don't think that people really realize holistically Black Lives Matter, and all lives matter. Particularly Black men lives matter to us as women, as mothers, as sisters, as aunts, as brothers. All lives should matter, but Black lives have been threatened by the systemic racism that this country has displayed over the years. I think the awareness that recent media attention and the movements have made a difference, not only in Jackson, Mississippi, but universally. Because my own son has enjoyed the benefits of the movement. He actually received a promotion once the CEO of his company recognized within their company that there was systemic racism that had always existed, and they never paid attention until the Black Lives Matter movement was initiated. Sadly enough, the bloodshed of one of our brothers. Black Lives Matter in Mississippi and around the world. Toastmaster, table topic master, Liddell.
Our next topic has to do with COVID. And do you believe, or what would you tell, let me reword that. What would you tell any African American or Hispanic person who has decided that they would not take the vaccination? What would you tell them? Toastmaster, our guest, Toastmaster McClendon.
Oh, that's easy for me.
I'm one of those that's not going to take the vaccine. Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, most honored guests, yes, I am a senior citizen and I should consider taking that vaccine. However, I'm not very comfortable with taking it at this time. I have never even taken a flu shot. So I know I probably won't take this virus. But if somebody, if an African American or a Mexican comes up to me and does not want to take the vaccine, it's simple for me just to tell them, it is your choice. If you've already researched it and you don't believe it's good for you, then don't do it. But if you feel like it's going to help you, then do it. But my thing is, like some of the other people and some of the friends I have, is that let's see what the vaccine does right now and the effects that it has upon others. And then if it gets really too close upon me, then maybe I'll be forced by my friend, Toastmaster West, to take the vaccine. At this time, I don't think she cares if I tell you she's taking the vaccine, and I'm watching her because she's about to take her second one soon. So I'll just keep listening to her and see what she has to say. And whatever she tells me, if it sounds good enough and I take the vaccine, then I tell the others to take it. Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster McClendon. Well, let's ask a question to someone who has decided that they will take the vaccine. And since Toastmaster West has taken it, I too have taken it. My husband has taken it, and we are scheduled to take our second one on Friday. Toastmaster West, what
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, Madam Table Topic Master, took the vaccine. And the reason I decided to take it was because my sister-in-law was re-diagnosed as having leukemia. She first had Hodgkin lymphoma, was in remission, and now she's been re-diagnosed with leukemia. And I spend a lot of time with her. And by being a hospital worker, I felt as if it was my duty to try to make sure that I do all that I can to protect the ones that I am around. Plus, my husband is diabetic, and I did not want to bring anything home to either one of them. It was hard at first because my mind was made up, and I was saying no when I got the email from work asking us if we wanted to. It was no. And then they brought the question back to us again, and they added and on to it to say undecided. And at that point, I did put on undecided until I actually had a chance to decide. And once I did, there was no stopping me. I took it. I've done well. I also entered into this little survey where you keep up each day how you feel, any symptoms, and they actually send you emails. And I go back for my second one, February the 15th. The only thing I could say that changed about me after taking it, I felt as if I was a little hoarse afterwards, but that was it. And I'm glad I did. Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster West. I have one last, we have time for one last question. And I would like to ask this question to, is Toastmaster Thompson still on? Maybe she's gone.
No, she's here. She's here.
She's here. Okay. Toastmaster Brenda Thompson. There has been something that has come out in the mail and also on the internet. A person that's a graduate from Grambling State University has suggested that since African American women and African Americans and minorities made such a fantastic presence in Georgia, becoming a blue state and sending two brand new people to Congress, to the Senate, that Black people should start coming home to Mississippi, Louisiana, and other southern states where they left years ago to get away from racism. That by coming back, we can make it stronger and we can place people in office that represent us. Ms. Thompson.
My comments to that, I would say it just depends upon the person and their wishes. I don't think, because you have to, in the end, you have to be happy at where you are and what you're doing. So I would think it just would depend upon the person and what they wish to do. And I don't think that people should take, because the comment came from a certain group or organization, that this is what I have to do.
Thank you, Mrs. Thompson, for that comment. I now return control to Toastmaster Jones, our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. And now the moment we have been waiting for. Our prepared speakers have been waiting for the speech evaluation. Hearing the feedback is where we will grow. We'll stretch and we'll grow. Our first evaluator for our first speaker was Jeremy Sanford. Our evaluator, Toastmaster Lillian West.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and especially you, Toastmaster Sanford. You had us from the beginning. And do you know why? Because when you started to speak, I knew there was a male in our meeting, something we don't have. We had bass. So you had me from the beginning. I was excited to finally have us another male in our club, and one to speak of your leadership style and understanding it, and to tell me that you are one that is focused, concise, and confident, spoken just like a man. All the characteristics of a strong man. And this being February Black History Month, Martin Luther King, President Obama being people that you admire, your leadership style goes not only, your speech not only goes with your leadership style, you also brought this to a head by it being in the month of February, Black History. It is an honor to see someone studying and knowing where they stand with their leadership. I heard the accolades and all the accomplishments that you had made educationally, and it is good to know that you are using them. You are using them for the better, and you are perfecting yourself. You know that you're not perfect. You know there's still room to grow. That is a leader. Leaders who know that there's still room for growth is a good thing. If there was something that I could say that you could work on, it would be your hands. It's okay to use our hands as we talk, but let's make sure the movement that we use goes with it. Some of it did, and some of it didn't. But just to keep using our hands, use them when they're needed. You use them to show points and that you were strong and you were wanting us to actually feel what you're feeling as you say it. And that's good. But you can use your other body parts, your eyes, your vocal variety, and you did that. Your speech is an inspiration to us. I enjoyed it. I look forward to more. And you continue being a leader who is focused. Madam General Evaluator.
Next, we will have our second evaluator for our second speech, Toastmaster Greer.
It's Toastmaster Hayes.
I'm sorry, Toastmaster Hayes.
That's okay. Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Toastmaster Harris. That's Vakita Harris. The blueprint, the blueprint. When I think of blueprint, I think of a plan. It's laid out. And Toastmaster Harris, that's what you presented this evening. You presented a well laid out blueprint plan for your method of achieving wealth. And you encouraged all of us by presenting such a powerful PowerPoint presentation. You excelled at really bringing great information to the audience today. You had, once again, a great PowerPoint presentation. It really showed your speech points in a visual format. I really and truly enjoyed it. Your clarity of speaking, it was very clear. I could understand all of your words and it was very easily understood. Vocal variety, your voice commands your audience attention, and that's a great attribute. Eye contact, you have great eye contact with the camera and also with your audience. Now, your audience awareness, you made everyone sit up and pay attention because we all want to be a little more richer and have set our goals so that we can obtain great wealth in life. You are very comfortable with speaking with people and you know that. The interest, it was very interesting. Now, it was hard for me to find some points that you need to work on, but I kept searching. And what I said here in my points was, it was very difficult to find a point of improvement, but I always try to find something. One minor point of improvement is I would like for you to work on your facial expressions. This is just what I feel. You sort of have a deadpan facial look sometimes, and sometimes you're not aware of it. So show a little bit more excitement in your facial expression. I think that would help. And to challenge yourself, you want to work on having a more dynamic closing. That was such a powerful presentation, but your closing was like, blink. That was it. I was like, oh, wow, what a great speech. I look forward to hearing more and more from you. And I challenge you to work on that dynamic closing. Make me want to come and knock on your door and get some of the money that you're getting. Madam General Evaluator.
Yes, thank you for those wonderful evaluation. Our next evaluator is Toastmaster Greer, who will evaluate Toastmaster Jones.
Okay, once again, I come back. I'm the evaluator for both speeches. Sorry about that. Toastmaster Jones, the embrocation. This you did, you excelled at having a great presentation with your PowerPoint. Now, the one thing that I thought was so powerful was that powerful picture of your sisters and mom. That went to my heart. You have your spoken language is clear and it's easily understood. You have vocal variety and you have great command of your tone. You have a speed problem. You talk that very fast at times, but it's okay because you have a lot of information to share. So with this speech, you may have wanted to take away some of the information, but I know you wanted to share it all with us. Your gestures were great. Your eye contact was good. Your audience awareness, you captivated us with the picture of the sisters. I don't know about everybody else, but everybody was looking. There was, in that picture, there was a lot of great information just by the picture alone. So that was great. Your comfort level has always been there, and you are very comfortable speaking to your audience. You may want to work on, in my opinion, just a few more pauses on purpose, and that will help you with that speed, because you do have a way of speaking very fast. And to challenge yourself, I said, I would like you to continue to share your history. You have a beautiful history, a beautiful family. That picture spoke volumes about your sisters. Today's meeting have many moving parts, and I would suggest you work hard on making your PowerPoint seamless. So that means your transitions, you didn't quite have it down pat on how to make it transition, but we're all learning in this virtual world. And so my heart goes out to you. Wonderful job. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hayes, for that evaluation. We have had a wonderful evening, great speeches, great attendance. It has been a great evening. We now we want to hear our timers report. Toastmaster Greer.
Hello, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters. You may hear my heater, it just kicked on. Well, your timers report. Toastmasters stand for 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Harris, 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Toastmaster Ramona Jones, 7 minutes and 37 seconds. For our speech evaluators, Toastmaster R. Lillian West, 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Toastmaster Hayes, evaluation of Toastmaster Harris, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Hayes, evaluation of Toastmaster Jones, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Yours truly as table topic, 1 minute and 37 seconds. Toastmaster McClinton, 1 minute and 24 seconds. Toastmaster West, 1 minute and 52 seconds. Future Toastmaster or host Toastmaster Brenda Thompson, 26 seconds. Madam General Evaluator, that is my timers report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Greer, for that great timing. And now it is time, if you will, go ahead and vote for your best table topic speaker. While we're doing that, we will now have our grammarian report. We are looking for the ahs and ums and
Let's see here.
Toastmaster West.
I have one too. Fellow Toastmasters, overall, we really did do a good job, but there are some things for us to think about when we're transitioning in our sentences. Take our time, slow down, stop, and get it out. We had a few smacks in our speeches when we're talking. Have to remember, all of that should not be done. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but we had a few smacks. We had a lot of start, stop. So's, ands, when we could just go ahead and say the word that we said after so, we could go ahead and say that word with a pause prior to, and that'll help us get it across. So allow me, just say allow me. And so, therefore, just say therefore. Individually, individuals. Things of that nature are what we can be watching. And I think if we try to practice our prepared speeches, is what they're supposed to be. Prepared, that means practice. So if we practice then we get to see the hiccups that we make prior to us presenting, and our presentation is much better. So the prepared speeches, we just need to practice more. And as a Toastmaster, we all practice, practice, practice. That's my grammarian. But I think we have a champion in the audience today, and she had no role. And I would like to defer to Toastmaster McClinton to follow up on details of the grammarian and our cantor.
Toastmaster West, thank you so much, but you covered it. You said you heard them say words that began with TH and you heard the D sound. A lot of that. I think you said jest. A lot of people said jest, and the word is just. I heard that as well. Today is really today. And then some of them I heard going to something like to you, it should be to you. I did write down a few things, but then I got tired. There were, like you said, there were quite a bit of smacks. And then I heard somebody say, come in at. That's a preposition. It was in with a preposition. And then I did remember Toastmaster Jones, you know, you're doing so well. I'm so proud of you. One of the things you said was, off of my job. You couldn't wait to get off of your job. Off is a preposition, of is a preposition. So you use double preposition. That's what that was. And I think I heard happed. I heard people say happed, hap, H-A-P instead of have. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else other than those D words, those TH words been sounding like D's. That's all I have.
I have one. I heard doesn't instead of doesn't.
Okay. Was it me? I want to get better.
No.
Okay.
Toastmaster, did you catch anything? She's usually very good. No.
I heard Toastmaster West say that we want to get better and better. Well, the thing is that we want to practice. That's what it was. But when we practice, we're not trying to be perfect. We're practicing so that it can become permanent with us. So that when we say, it's already in us, it's come right out. I did hear somebody say something about doing something good. It should be doing it well. It just came back to me. Well is the word. When you're talking about how you do something, it's well. It's an adverb. It describes the verb. And then when something is good, that's an adjective. It describes a person, place, a thing.
Thank you, Toastmaster West and Toastmaster McClendon, for those comments on so that we are able to improve on our grammar and not using so many ahs and ums and smacks. I now return control. Do we have a winner? Did everyone vote?
Where do we vote? Because I sent mine to you.
Chat. Okay, I got yours.
Okay. We didn't know where to send them.
Okay. Well, we'll just say everyone is a winner for tonight. I now return control to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator and your team. I have a couple of announcements. Okay, fellow Toastmasters, I don't know, did anyone see in Toastmasters International, their website, the humor workshop that's coming up February 3rd and 4th? The 3rd is already full. And the 4th, they do have some openings for the 4th. So you might want to go out there and look at the TI website. Remember February 13th, the club speech contest, the deadline, and you'll see the other deadlines, March 6th, area speech contest, the Division Spring Evaluation Contest, March 27. The briefing is March 26. Then we have the Division Spring International Speech Contest, April 3rd. District 43 Spring Virtual Conference, April 23 through 24. Okay, for those who need some assistance in technology and so forth, we still have the members help desk, and Dewey usually does the Monday nights at 8 o'clock. So there's some training out there. Congratulations to all of the Leadership Institute attendees, those who are listed and out of public policy. So great job. I just wanted to bring those announcements to your attention. Do we have any other announcements? Toastmaster Brenda Thompson, hello. Toastmaster Thompson, will you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Brenda Thompson, and I'm a longtime friend and former student of Dr. Liddell.
Awesome.
It's my
Well,
it's
we
a
look
pleasure
forward
hear
to
you.
you coming back, Toastmaster Thompson, and being a part of us. Toastmaster Jeremy, will you introduce yourself or just say a little something? Who invited you?
Sure. Toastmaster McClendon invited me. My name is Jeremy Sanford. I have been a Toastmaster for a few years now, kind of off and on. And so I am trying my best to be able to be a part of the competition soon. And so Toastmaster McClendon has been really pushing me to do a lot of different speeches. And so I think I probably did about 28 speeches last week. Not that many, but I did a lot. But I'm glad to be with you all, and I enjoyed this meeting.
Toastmaster
Wonderful.
Jennifer.
Yeah,
Toastmaster.
I can relate to that. I started that first year, and after that, as like other things got in the way, then I thought there was an organization that was helping me. I need to go back there. So I came back several years ago and been here ever since. So welcome. You are always welcome to come, as well as you, Toastmaster Thompson.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Liddell, you had something to say? We're going to close
Yes,
out.
Toastmaster Sanford, don't you remember being a member of public policy a few years back? You and your brother.
I do. I was part of that particular club when I was at Jackson State. You all helped me out a whole lot, so I appreciate that.
Awesome. And Toastmaster Liddell was my undergrad instructor, and we always stayed in contact. So I thank you for that. Well, nothing else. Club 8689 is adjourned.
Have a great evening, and we will get some rolls out there for next time.
Thank you.